What attracted you to the Great Expectations story, and then why choose then to riff on it?
Well, it was the first. I would say it was the first adult's book that I ever read as a child, and probably the first moment that I entered imaginatively for a sustained period into a book, into another world. So, yeah, I think everybody probably remembers the book that did it for them, you know, and that book did it for me way back, hundreds of years ago. And then, of course, it was the obvious book to use for Mr. Pip, because a whole lot of other reasons. Well, no, primarily that reason. Matilda has to have this reading experience, which was basically my reading experience. But also just some of my preoccupations to do with the status of orphan and immigrant, and how the two are kind of interchangeable. Yeah, no, it's just... It just, there was some kind of an inevitability about it being the right choice, really.
Tell me about Matilda, Mr. Popeye's mom, and life on the island.
Well, right at the centre of the book, I suppose, there's a contest between Mr. Watts and Matilda's mother, Dolores, for the mind and soul of Matilda. It's not that explicit, it's more implicit. But on one hand, Mr. Watts, the last white man on the island, is sequestered into this task of being a school teacher to the kids, because the last school teacher fled the island when the conflict began. And he is the one that provides that powerful experience of introducing literature to the class and showing how the imagination can be a tool, a survival tool, how you can access another world, you know, by just exercising your imagination. On the other hand, Matilda's mother is saying, I don't understand how it is you can have complete faith in this made-up person called Pip, but you can't extend that same faith to believe in God or the devil.
And it's more the devil that seems to bother her more than is. She's kind of all right with him not necessarily believing in God because God will look after it. That stupid idea. Yeah. But not believing in the devil and believing in Pip seems to really bother her a lot.
Yeah, well, the devil was probably a more picturesque character than God. He's a bit banal and benevolent and just nice chap. But the devil's got more story possibility.
The situation on the island is ugly because they're caught between different forces. So there's they just want to be left alone.
Well, yeah, there's a great deal of uncertainty hanging over them, because their own status is uncertain. Are they supporters of the rebels, or are they supporters of the provisional government, and therefore, you know, tacitly understood to be supporters of the government? So no one can be quite sure, and of course they're hearing stories about what has happened to suspected rebels, you know, up the coast. Pretty merciless situation, very brutal situation where rebels were being thrown out of helicopters out to sea and over forests. These are true events. These things did actually happen on the island of Bougainville for those 10 years that it was blockaded.
Who do you think wins the battle between Mum and I mean, they both lose, I won't say any more about it than that, but for Matilda, because it seems that there's almost a synthesis that she takes. She doesn't go one way or the other. She finds her own understanding. Is that?
I think that's a fair assessment. I don't think any judgment is made of those two positions. They simply are, and they're there to be juggled with and played with. And she's savvy enough to be, after all, she is recounting the story. She's savvy enough to know where her mother is coming from now. You know, but because there is that moment where her mother says, how is it you can believe in a made-up person such as Mr. Pip, but not believe in God or the devil? It's a great argument. Touche. I mean, and even recollecting that, you'd have to say that she's, by extension, giving respect to that argument. But they are the two central people in her life, really. They have gone They have made her what she is.
Two things. I wanted to read the book again, and I also wanted to read Great Expectations.
Oh, yeah.
Which I hadn't read in since grade 7 or something.
Yeah, well, it's a lot of people say that. It's they put that down in the Reach for Great Expectations, which is, I'm pleased they're doing so, because it's a great story. In fact, in Australia, I think it was Borders were doing a promotional thing where if you bought Mr. Pip, you got a free copy of Great Expectations. I hope it works the other way too.
Yeah, he's sold fairly well that young Dickens chap.
Who is this guy, Dickens?
Excellent. Well, good job. I really enjoyed it. It was fun.
Good, thank you.
The book is Mr. Pip. I've been speaking with the author Lloyd Jones and Mr. Pip, published by Knopf Canada.